I didn't fall off the stairs, thank God. Thank God I sprained my ankle 2 weeks ago, so I couldn't wear high heels. It could be harsh. But anyway, good evening, everyone. My name is Ola, and today I wanted to talk about denying stereotypes when it comes to national origin discrimination. Here are some statistics from Polish Ombudsman. The first one shows a percentage of Poles who spotted rejection of serving Poles in bars in Great Britain. 77% said they had spotted such a rejection, and 23% said they hadn't spotted such a rejection. Interesting. The next one shows a percentage of Poles who spotted rejection of serving Ukrainians in restaurants in Poland instead. 76% said they had spotted such a rejection, and 24% said they hadn't spotted such a rejection. So we, as Polish people, are not any better. Kind of upsetting, isn't it? And what do I know about it, being a Polish girl who lives in Poland? Well, actually, I think because of my experiences, I know a lot, and I have to say something. I always wanted to. I'm an employee in sports. I used to be a volunteer for a couple of years, and now I'm volunteering also a lot of times. But I started my career into it. You know, first you have to put all of your heart into something, put really hard work to achieve something more, something higher. But it's a topic for another speech, so let's get back to my talk. My job gives me many opportunities to travel, which I really, really love, and to meet foreigners at the same time. And I believe that's the case which intrigues me the most in traveling, to get to know people from other countries. Due to the fact that I have been on many sports events in my life, I met a lot of incredible people, and to prove that I'm not lying, I prepared some photos for you. Here, for example, I'm with my friend from Thailand and a friend from Japan. Here are all different nations: Mexico, Spain, Belarus, Russia, Greece, Poland, and Egypt. A little problem here. Okay, these are my Portuguese friends when we met in Poland. And guess what? 2 months later, I came to Portugal to visit them. Nothing is impossible, you only live once. This is a basketball team from Turkey. And this is my beautiful friend, also from Turkey. And this is another photo of another event when I met people inter alia from Great Britain, Germany, France, and Portugal. And believe me, these are only a few photos. I have a lot more in my gallery, but it's not the display. What I'm trying to show is that, as you can imagine, all of us, from such a diversity of nations, have different cultures, religions, traditions, race. And I name these things on purpose, because these are the things on which racists are focusing about mostly when it comes to national origin discrimination. And I'm the kind of person who always tries not to write people off, so I was trying to understand them, even in a tiny, tiny percent, but I never did. And now I know that I don't and I won't understand them. Never. I don't even want to. A couple of years ago, I was on the World Games. And I believe it was the event on which I met the most nations at the same time, because there were around 1,600 volunteers there. Actually, these 2 first photos were from that time. And it was actually the first moment in my life that I honestly realized that we are above divisions, that there are no divisions. During all our work, we all felt equal and had that bond which I will never forget. Of course, all of us are different, but not because of our nationality, because of our cultures, religions, traditions, race, but because what we have deep inside, because of our character, our personality. And it's interesting. Getting to know a person, it's such an interesting thing. To discover them, it seems like a challenge, and I love it. Recently, I came across a quote which said, "We all have our uniqueness, something which no one else has." And I agree with that in 100%. And I'm always looking for this uniqueness in every single person. And one last thing with regard to the World Games. I didn't feel like I'm talking to foreigners because I was talking to my friends. So I wasn't seeing them through the eyes of their country of origin. And they weren't seeing me through the eyes of my country of origin neither. I have a variety of stories with almost every of my foreign friends. There are stories about really strong friendships to this time. There are also love stories, you know. And sometimes it's not so delightful, and there are also people who piss me off. It's called life. Because it's like the same with the ones from my country. There are people who I like, there are people who I'm friends with, there are people who I love, and there are simply people who hurt me and who I would prefer to avoid. So my point of view is that we are all equal. Like, people from all over the world are the same in their appurtenances, but we are also all different. And every one of us like different personality traits, right? So maybe I will feel more connected with this person, but maybe you will feel more connected with that person. But it's not because of the country of origin. And that's why it is so important not to close yourself only for your surrounding, like in a cage. Doesn't make sense to me. And it is so important not to look down on somebody, not to judge somebody from the first sight, and not to follow a stereotype. And with regard to the stereotype, I have a story to tell you. And it's not an easy one for me. It happened this year. I was a team manager of a basketball team from Turkey. And when we first met, I felt like they are really positive, nice, that we can actually create something special together. And during our work, I felt very glad because they were listening to me, they were caring about what I'm saying. And I had also another team. I had 2 teams, so it was twice as much duties. But I was trying to be the best team attaché as I could. I was doing everything to make it work, you know. And they were so understanding and so supportive. But one day, one guy who I became close friends with sent me a photo. And it was a photo of a Catholic church. And he said that he's going there and he will be praying. And I was like, wait a minute. Can I ask you something? Because, you know, it is so strange for me. Are you a Catholic? Because my brain couldn't believe that he actually crossed the line of a Catholic church being a Muslim. Wow. And he responded, no, I was born Muslim, I am Muslim, but I'm in your country now. It's your faith, I respect that. So I came here and I just wanted to pray. What's so strange in it? and it hit me hard. Like somebody stabbed me with a knife. It's so tough for me to this day because I was always the one who wanted to fight against racism, against discrimination, against the stereotypes. I was always protecting that kind of situations, and I was always a defender. And suddenly, I found myself on the side of opponents? How did that happen? How is this even possible? On that day, I realized that I'm such a hypocrite. Because I realized that they actually have more respect for my faith than maybe I had for theirs. The worst feeling ever. I had to admit, I had followed a stereotype, and probably in my mind I had judged. He didn't care if it was a Catholic church, Orthodox church, mosque, synagogue, or any other temple. It was an act of unity, act of equality. And it learned me a lot. Generally, all these people from other countries learned me a lot, shaped me as a person who I am today, and gave me so many precious experiences I can't even explain. So I just want you and me, I just want all of us to move on to the next chapter, above divisions. I want us to try to be more open to everyone, because they can literally change your life, your perspectives. And I'm not saying, let's trust everyone, everybody is a good person. No! People make mistakes. I make them too, a lot of them. I'm not an angel. What I'm trying to say is, let's socialize more. Let's give somebody a chance. Let's not look down on somebody, not judge somebody from the first time. It's so simple. Don't follow a stereotype. Create your own opinion. And to conclude, I would like to say a sentence from an Ellen DeGeneres show which really inspires me, and I think that it really fits here too. Be kind to one another. Thank you.